The Husqvarna 445 chainsaw was meant to be a clear evolution in the Husqvarna series, as the producers seem to have focused solely on the power that this saw can offer. The overall professional quality has been much improved as compared to the 445 predecessors, which were more of a home use saw rather than a professional tool. But if your job involves cutting down oaks all day long, then you should definitely look for a heavier chainsaw. Let's dive into some of the strengths and weaknesses of the Husqvarna 445. This review is provided by Arborist101.com. You can read this and other chainsaw reviews by clicking link in the description. Pros. Easy to start and use. One of the first things that you will notice about the professional Husqvarna 445 is that you can easily start and use it. If you know what you're doing, you can make it start no matter if it's cold or hot. And it's easier to know what you're doing since this model has numbers along each of the components, to remind you in which order to operate it to start it properly. A somewhat light design makes it easy to use and maneuver, and you'll also find the anti-vibration a very useful feature, allowing you to work with this chainsaw all day long, without fatigue from vibration. You should find that the 445 is very comfortable to use for a chainsaw of its size and power. Good overall performance. If you're not looking to chop down a forest today, then you should find the Husqvarna 445 has good performance to offer. You'll cut through 16-18-inch logs with ease, and you can try it even on harder trees with no fear of it clogging or getting stuck. If however you're looking for more power, you can pay a little bit extra to replace the plastic crankcase with the much solid magnesium one. It will offer extra power and durability. But even without this particular upgrade, you should expect a reliable and performant chainsaw out of the 445 model. Cons. Some components will fail. The chain will give you a hard time, especially if you try your luck against harder wood. It will get jammed fairly often. You'll also have difficulties trying to adjust the chain and may fly off the bar sometimes, but you should get the hang of it in time. Considering simply changing the chain as soon as you buy this, if you really want to buy it and use for a long time. And, of course, this goes without saying, as every other Husqvarna chainsaw, the 445 leaks a lot of oil. And there doesn't even seem to be any way of adjusting the oil flow. Not very much power to it. The Husqvarna 445 makes a lot of noise, but doesn't have that much power to it. You will sometimes even have difficulties cutting through 16 inches logs, because the engine is simply not big enough for anything above that unless you use it on softwoods. Good acquisition for amateur use. You should only consider buying the Husqvarna 445 if you don't plan to use it on logs larger than 16 inches and hardwoods in general. It does its job well enough under these limitations, so it can still be a very good acquisition for amateur use. Read this review and other chainsaw reviews at Arborist101.com. To visit site, click the link in the description.